welcome to Better Call Saul Before Breaking Bad, a podcast where I, Kent Meslowski, for reasons of obsessive-compulsive disorder, force my friend Steve Ignat to watch Better Call Saul and then Breaking Bad in chronological order. This is Better Call Saul Before Breaking Bad.
All right, we are rolling and so, hey, first of all, you're listening to Better Call Saul Before Breaking Bad. I am your host, Ken Meslowski. This is your co-host, Steve Ignat. Yeah, we just watched the season 3 finale of Better Call Saul, and it hits you like a punch to the chest.
Yep, like a ton of bricks.
Like a ton of bricks punching you in the chest.
Yeah.
So this episode was entitled Lantern for lots of reasons, it turns out. The first way that we see a lantern used is in a flashback
Yeah.
where the McGill brothers are in the backyard camping and Chuck is reading to Jimmy from Mabel,
yeah.
that book that he found when he was taking all the craziness off of Chuck's wall.
Yeah. God damn it. Anyway, the kid who plays Chuck McGill as a youth is outstanding.
So good.
As you said, spot on.
Yeah,
And
he's
we
Chuck, exactly.
totally agree on that. Wow. Good job. Holy cow.
Way to go, kid.
Yeah, definitely. Way to go.
Crushed it.
You are an actor.
Yeah. And you know what you did? You humanized Chuck right before they freaking killed him.
Yes.
They made sure that you would care.
Well, yeah, but then Chuck does this horrible thing. Ugh.
Yeah, but first,
Later on. Yeah, but first.
we see Kim has a cast now. Kim's alive.
Yeah.
Kim has a cast. And Jimmy, who is an expert in picking stuff up off the side of the road now, due to his community service hours, he goes and picks up all of her documents for the meeting that she never ever made it to.
Yeah.
The meeting that
nearly killed her.
And the meeting that everything hinged on.
Yeah. Well, everything for that particular.
Yeah, for that client who's going to go under because the taxes are going to destroy him if he can't get that done in the next 2 weeks.
True.
That's why she was working so hard.
Yeah. But it's not. Well, she did recommend him to someone else. I mean, that's a good thing.
No, she didn't.
Yeah, she did.
She was going to, and then... Oh, you mean after the accident?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was all she could do, because she couldn't handle it at that point.
Right.
That was done. So then we have Chuck get a $3 million check from Howard, and kind of a speech on how betrayed Howard feels.
Right.
We find out that Howard took out loans to be able to give him this $3 million, which is 1/3 of what he intends to pay him, as I understand it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he gets this nice send-off where everyone's clapping, which is a great bookend because the first time Chuck comes into HHM, when they take all the phones and turn off all the lights, everyone's cheering for that.
Yeah.
You know, because he's M
in
HHM. Yeah. And so, so he gets his send-off, but he doesn't get a party, but he does get millions of dollars. So it could be way worse.
So much time in between.
Howard has a way of...
So much... There were just so many things in between when that happened, and so many things that have happened between there and now, the end of the episode, and now. It's just... Wow. How do you focus on one damn thing?
It's dizzying. They wrapped up a lot of stuff, and they started up some new stuff.
I think you see just how cold-hearted Hamlin is Never remember his name.
Howard.
Howard Hamlin.
Howard Hamlin.
Yeah, it's bad. You know, folks, try not to have a stroke. You'll just, No, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about Harold.
In general, I recommend not having a stroke.
Howard.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't. But I think that scene was just like, and I'm hoping that. Well, no, there's going to be more. I guess. Yeah.
More Howard.
Howard is going to wind up. There's going to be more Howard in this show because I mean.
Yeah, he wasn't in the fire.
Right. Yeah, that was pretty intense.
Yeah.
He did his trademark. Can we be alone in the room?
Yep.
Can everyone else?
Can I have the room for a minute?
Yeah. Can everyone else leave because I'm uncomfortable saying whatever I want to say in front of somebody else?
No, I think it's just like it's a measure of decency that he can afford to people while he's tearing them absolutely apart. Because he did it to Jimmy.
Yeah, he's done it to everyone.
To Chuck, yeah.
Did it to Kim on a couple of times.
But would you prefer that a bunch of people heard that? Like, that would be more embarrassing for whoever he was dressing down.
Yeah, I don't. I think it's a tactic. I think it's you'll say things like that the way that he says them to you. Yeah, you'd probably want people in the room with you to, hey, did you hear this shit that he just said? Fuck off.
Maybe, if they were on your side.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are on his side because, his father's not practicing anymore. So he's like top banana. So then Jimmy makes Kim breakfast.
Yeah.
And she won't let him feed her.
So
she struggles through the sausage.
That's where the line is drawn.
Yep. There are some lines we don't cross.
Yeah.
And then she eats off the fork, but she bites the fork. Which, why do people do that? Like, bite the food. You can surely...
I use my lips.
Right. Yeah, surely you can determine what's fork and what's food. Well, Kim apparently can't, but I'm chalking it up to her accident.
That bother you?
We're none of us perfect. Anyway.
I mean, I don't care what other people do.
Just random noises are what bother me, Steve. So, can I have the room for a minute?
can't help it. I'm fidgeting.
You are.
Like, I have no idea. It might be this third cup of coffee.
It could be.
I'm on.
So Don Hector shows up to the upholstery store and pays off Nacho's dad and makes sure that he takes the money.
Yeah.
But what happened to Mike's son?
Huh?
Mike's son.
Oh. Somebody didn't trust him.
He hesitated.
Yeah. Yep.
He took the money, but he hesitated.
Yeah.
Same thing just happened with Nacho's father.
Yeah. And
he hesitated, he took the money, and Don Hector does not trust him.
Yeah. Well, and of course my simple solution to that would be don't involve him, which it's a little late for that. But like, okay. I don't think Don Hector is much of a diplomat.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah. He's got kind of a heavy hand.
Yeah.
Heavy-handed approach.
Mm-hmm.
Who works for who?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It does him less good than he knows. Honestly.
Yeah.
And that's one of the differences I see between him and Gustavo.
Yeah, Gustavo makes friends and Hector makes enemies.
Right.
Gustavo's like, why don't I just bring you in? And Hector's like, why don't I just fucking whack you?
Right. Yeah, Gustavo is a little more human than Mr. Moneybags. What do you do?
What are you gonna do?
What's the next scene? I know I just watched it with you.
You're right. So then Francesca is talking to Kim, and Kim decides she is done with the law for a second, and she wants to go to Blockbuster.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And
get your movie on.
She gets 10 movies at Blockbuster.
Which, yeah, at that time there was probably a deal on that.
Seems
Yeah.
like it. The way that she was going
9?
about it, she was like 9. All
We got
right,
9.
that's good. Oh,
I'll get another
10.
one.
There we
Yeah.
go.
We get a 10 for
Probably
10
10th one
deal.
free or something.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So she's gonna just hunker down and watch some movies.
That's on a 1-day rental.
Yeah.
Maybe on a 3-day rental. Who knows?
Sky's the limit.
Mm-hmm.
So she's off on a movie marathon, and Jimmy decides to go visit Chuck,
Oh, and he got an earful.
and Chuck basically tells him,
I never really cared for you ever.
yeah,
Like, that's just, ugh.
yeah,
Better than
Jimmy's
Dead Space, I tell ya. Okay, go ahead.
not really. So Jimmy is told basically by Chuck that Chuck thinks it's insane that Jimmy has any remorse whatsoever
Right,
because Jimmy is who Jimmy is.
right.
And Jimmy won't accept it, but Chuck does to a degree, which is sort of why he treats him the way he does.
Mm-hmm.
And then he tells him that he doesn't matter that much, and then like that night he suddenly is back to being allergic to all the electricity that he, with as much hubris as he possibly could muster, has surrounded himself with. He has lights everywhere. He even has things that like were used for candles that now have light bulbs in them.
Yeah.
Like he was sure that he was totally fixed.
He made a complete, I mean, it just happened, complete relapse
Yeah.
after telling Jimmy, basically, I never cared about you.
Yeah.
Which I think it was a lie.
Yeah.
Honestly think it was a lie.
I don't see how he possibly could not care about
Right.
Jimmy. Why would he have ever gotten him out of jail if he didn't care about him?
Right,
Why would he have employed him at his law firm?
right.
It's an illogical argument. It
Yeah.
doesn't make sense. And
But it was something that hurt.
yeah, he did it just to hurt Jimmy.
Yeah. I can't deal with that shit.
Really painful. And then see, now that begs the question, what really caused this like electricity sensitivity? Is it like an emotion that like he can't process? Is it dealing with Jimmy and like not knowing how to deal with Jimmy, knowing he's gonna be in his life? Because
Maybe.
Jimmy does almost seem to have an effect on Chuck's
Yeah.
like episodes.
Right.
So is it just, he hates Jimmy, but he can't express that he hates Jimmy, and so it comes out in this weird,
Man, I wouldn't even dare to try and think about what, it's just, yeah, why? So what I know of him, I mean, he's very calculated. I mean, almost as much as his brother Jimmy.
Mhm.
So, I mean, that's what I can see. But wow, I couldn't even begin to understand what would make someone say some of the things that they do. I mean, that is just it was a horrible thing to say.
Yeah.
And you could see, I don't know, it was very, very strange.
It was the last conversation they ever had.
Yeah, yeah, and that's a horrible way to let somebody go. I mean, maybe he really does hate his brother, and did hate his brother, and wanted that to be the last thing he heard.
Maybe.
Like, but here.
But the opposite of love is not hate; it's apathy.
Yeah.
So if he hates him, he still has room in his heart for him.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Gus and Hector, for some reason.
You know what is just crazy? And so here you're thinking everything's messing up because he switched to medicine, and now Hector's having a full-on heart attack.
Yeah.
Okay. at the meeting, and you're like, oh no, this has gone horribly bad. And yeah, of course I'm cheering that Hector's dying. I'm like, yes, yes, Hector, you're gonna die. I hate him. So
Yeah, you're supposed to. He's hateable.
but Gus is like Gustavo is saving his life.
Yeah.
Right after okay, so how can you just feel like, all right, well, maybe this will change things. You know,
Yeah.
this should. I mean, in any normal human interaction, you would think, okay, this might change things. Maybe Hector won't feel like, no, Hector's gonna be Hector. You know, Hector's just gonna be a dick. They
Yeah. You don't
put
think
him in
Hector's
the
going to change in any way?
yeah. I mean, they put him in the ambulance,
Yeah.
and after Gus has been sitting there giving him CPR.
Yeah. His eyes are open. He's looking around.
Yeah,
He's alive.
You know, Gus needs him alive for some reason.
Yep.
And whoa, I mean, and maybe that's empathy.
Gus has plans.
Yeah,
Who can say? Gus, I wouldn't put anything past Gus because, I mean, he owns a chicken restaurant that he cleans his drug money in. And, like, he gives no indication to any of his employees that he's anything but on the up and up.
right.
Simultaneously, if he meets you in that overcoat and he steps out of that Escalade,
yeah, it can be very scary.
it's a different, he's suddenly a different person. Like, he's who he needs to be in every situation.
Yeah, very
and in
serious.
this situation, he needed to be seen trying at least to save Don Hector's life.
I don't.
Yeah, because there are witnesses and there are higher ups in cartels.
Yeah,
And
yeah, true.
he needs to be seen saving his life.
Yeah,
He doesn't need to succeed, but he needs to be seen trying. Because otherwise it could be suspicious. Say they
Right.
find out
right.
that something was done, and oh, and look, you just watched because you were part of it. Be
Right,
very quick to implicate him.
right.
So,
So I'm thinking that while here's a prediction,
Mhm.
I'm thinking that while
for the next episode, Smoke.
that is the first season of first episode of season 4.
Correct.
Okay, Smoke, huh?
Yep.
All right. So my prediction is that Gustavo saw Nacho picking up pills while he's administering CPR.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so later, after the ambulance leaves and everything's died down, Gustavo steps to him like, "Did you try to take his life?"
Mm-hmm.
And here, now you can work for me because we love Nacho. We love Nacho, and he should continue on. He's a interesting character.
He is
fabulous character.
Yeah.
And
he's a consummate gangster, but he like
yeah,
he kind of longs for something else.
that dead eye look he has is just it works.
That's when he just decides.
There's a lot of feeling
in
his eyes, and so you're going, okay, all right. So this is like I said, my prediction is that he will wind up working for Gus sometime in the future,
mm-hmm.
or he may be moonlighting with Gus.
Who can say?
I got an inside guy. Gus is thinking.
There you go.
Going,
so he's a double agent.
So I need you to keep an eye on things.
Yeah.
You know, and of course, while Hector's in the hospital, he's going to be wanting to call shots, but I don't know. Will his people want to?
Yeah.
You know. I mean, as long as he's alive, he can call a certain amount of shots.
Yeah.
But if they see the weakness, they're gonna, oh well, all right. Maybe you're done.
Hard to say. Hector's kind of a brutal guy.
Yeah. I mean, and people
like
would be brutal to him in return, though.
What state could he be in that he would have to worry?
Yeah. Except for state's witness. I mean, that would
Then you'd have to worry.
Yeah.
Well, then everyone could come
I don't
forward.
think there's a level you can be at where you couldn't turn state's witness.
No, actually, the higher up you are, the more currency you have in
Yeah.
that regard.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like, a mid-level guy would actually be perfect
Yeah.
because he would know everyone under him and everyone above him.
Ugh.
Yeah. Do that Henry Hill, Goodfellas stuff.
Yeah. Turn stool pigeon.
Yeah.
We're going to turn stool pigeon
It's a
and we're
rat.
going to have to whack him.
Yeah. So, Jimmy, he visits Irene with a big old cake and a bunch of cat toys. And she tells him
Yeah.
that all the girls are still not
Yeah.
happy with her.
Yeah.
And so he's not sure how to fix that.
Right.
Meanwhile, Chuck is tearing his house apart,
Jesus
trying to
Christ.
find whatever it is
Yeah.
that's putting out any electricity whatsoever.
I cannot fathom what's going through his head, nor can I fathom if it is going. Okay, if it's not going into the electrical box. Okay, if it's going into the electrical box, if it's going through the meter, then it's coming directly out of your meter into the service box. And he has two service boxes, which is really strange that they are separated by so much distance. The service boxes are out by his door.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're out by. Okay, the service boxes are at his back door. The meter is on a completely different side of his house.
Yeah, it's around the corner.
That's where a meter will usually. There's a junction between the meter and the service box on every house built. This is just how it works. You have a meter, the box is on the other side of that wall, possibly in the basement, but it's usually right there. Very, very close because it goes from the meter to the service box and then distributed throughout the entire house.
And how does that explain why the meter is still running?
Yeah,
Though everything's
well,
off?
the same thing. It should be directly going through. I mean, everything from the house goes directly to that. That whole electrical part there's a lot of wishy-washy in there, and I'm pointing it out because I can't.
Yeah, everyone's gonna think you're a hero for that. So,
Yeah, I wired my entire house.
all right, good going.
And it's not caught on fire, so I'm pretty happy about that.
Because you don't have any white gas lanterns. All right, so Chuck is tearing his house apart. He's just tearing holes in the walls.
Yeah.
And just freaking out.
Nothing explains that electricity still going after he's shut off every breaker.
Not hallucinations.
Yeah, hallucination would explain it.
Yeah, I get the feeling that the reason that he's seeing this is because it's something that he fears.
Okay.
And
I see.
It's entirely possible there's some electrical whatever, but like, how are you going to know? Because the whole house burned down.
Yeah, exactly.
So Jimmy is talking over movies with Kim, and Kim says that she's already seen To Kill a Mockingbird, but she could watch it again.
Yeah.
Because she watched it this morning.
And it's one of
part
her
of her
favorites.
movie marathon.
Yeah.
And she said that she always wanted to be Atticus Finch.
Yeah.
And she said, didn't you?
Right.
And it hadn't occurred to Jimmy to be Atticus Finch.
No.
I don't think it had occurred to Jimmy to be a lawyer until
Right.
way later in his life.
Oh, yeah.
Well into the Slippin' Jimmy years.
Definitely. Yeah, amazing.
So, Jimmy starts to ponder, and it dawns on him exactly he can fix Irene's problem.
Yep.
He says he doesn't want to do it,
Mm-hmm.
but it'll work.
Yeah. There's that sheep side of him. He has the compassion.
Yeah.
He's willing to screw up his millions.
Yep.
Because he couldn't fix everything.
He leaves a microphone on supposedly by accident,
Yeah, no,
and reveals
definitely was
who he
not.
really is to all of the ladies
Right.
and all of the people who he's done wills for, and all the people in Sandpiper
Yeah.
who he's
He's
supposed to be.
ruined his entire reputation.
Yeah,
He's
absolutely.
destroyed it. He didn't literally take it down on it and light it on fire.
So Aaron comes up to him afterward, and he thanks her for being involved, and she tells him that she meant absolutely every word. She was not acting at all. She thinks that Jimmy's absolutely despicable.
Mm-hmm.
But you find out that there was a deal here where if she said this, then he would ensure that that Irene and the other Sandpiper clients would
Yeah.
not settle
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah. They'd wait to settle, which is sad, but
Well, speaking of sad, then Jimmy and Kim box up the whole office, the converted dentist office,
yeah.
and Francesca goes back to the DMV or whatever, the NVD.
Kind of a solemn moment.
Yeah,
There's a lot going on in this season finale, but it didn't seem to be quite as exciting. I mean, in every turn, but maybe some stuff's being saved up for next season. What's up?
what can happen next season?
Oh, okay.
Just reacting to what you were saying.
Hmm.
Yeah, what do we got cooking? Tuco's in prison somewhere.
Yeah. He's gonna be
Jimmy
there for a
lost
while.
all his money. Chuck is doing fine despite being dead.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, he will be. He'll be doing just fine after he's dead.
yeah, he'll still be a prick.
And here's the thing about that is now that he is dead and Jimmy is his only living relative, Jimmy will now get millions.
It could definitely work out that way.
I think
Depending on
inheriting
Chuck's
millions.
will.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I didn't think about that. There was a couple episodes ago I thought Chuck was going to kill himself,
Yeah.
and I thought he was writing out a will.
Mm.
And well, this time I can hope he wrote out a will and maybe didn't leave Jimmy out of it.
Yeah, if he was working on a will recently, it's probably not going to reflect
Right.
very well on Jimmy.
Yeah. No, probably not. Or the alternative might be that he gives the money to Jimmy and to his ex.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm
So she
thinking
can kill
rationally
someone.
here.
Yeah.
No telling how rational he was when he decided to. I mean, seems pretty irrational to want to kill yourself.
Probably not super rational.
Yeah.
He was almost catatonic aside from it was like he was inspired by the idea of the photo of the lantern
The
on
evidence.
the newspapers.
Yep.
And
Yep.
so we put the lantern on the largest stack of newspapers you've ever seen. And then he was just like, well, what if it just happened to happen? It could be an accident,
Well, probably the most horrible way to die, I think.
There are not a lot of great ways to die.
No. I mean, there are quick and slow ways to die. And
I've heard on the other side, drowning is pretty terrible too.
I wouldn't know. From what I've heard, and it may only be just a popular belief, but once you take that breath of water, you kind of go, okay, all right, it's like, oh, right, I'm going to die or whatever. I don't know. I haven't been there.
Doesn't sound like a whole lot of fun.
I think all.
Fortunately, he did the opposite.
Yeah. Fortunately. Yeah, I think I would rather drown than die in a fire.
Yeah. Maybe it's possible that the fire, I mean, yeah, it was right next to him, but It's entirely conceivable. It could have just combusted a lot of things and caused him to pass out, and then he burned to death.
Yeah,
Maybe
true.
maybe he was knocked out by
Die
the carbon
from,
monoxide.
yep, carbon monoxide poisoning
It's
would
entirely
knock you out.
conceivable. We like to think that Chuck was
Yeah.
asleep when he was burned.
Yeah.
Um,
Oven roasted.
exactly. His he's a lawyer joke, I'm sure. He's a he's the funniest lawyer joke he ever told. So
Egads.
yeah.
So yeah,
Chuck will be missed.
yeah. How do you folks out there feel about that? I mean, let us know.
How do you feel about Chuck burning to death in his own
Right,
home?
right. Yeah. I
There's a
mean,
lot of facets to that.
yeah,
Chuck dying, Chuck burning to death, Chuck burning to death in his own home.
right.
Like Chuck burning to death in his own home after
By
getting a $3 million
by
check
by his own choice.
by his own choice. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I mean, like knowing it's going to happen that way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die, and I'm gonna be the cause of my death.
Yep.
But
Maybe that was what he took control of.
if you're looking at it, that way of dying uh, means, I mean, it doesn't look like a suicide that
Right.
way,
True.
you know?
Yep. Oh, Chuck, we warned you. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you shouldn't have a lamp on top of newspapers.
Oh, clumsy me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa. Okay. Oh, so that means insurance. Okay, if he's doing it for Jimmy,
Uh-huh. If he's killing himself for Jimmy?
yeah. Well, I know he may have made Jimmy his beneficiary
Yeah.
for insurance, and if it looks like an accident, then Jimmy gets it. If he kills himself, I mean, usually isn't that the way it goes?
Yeah.
Where if you kill yourself, then it's all null and void.
When I worked I did customer service for a catalog. When we got the insurance, that was part of the briefing we got.
Okay.
This will not pay out if you commit suicide. So if you commit suicide, make it look like an accident. Go out in a fiery car crash. Don't hang yourself in your garage. So
Is it? Wait, no, they didn't
that's
say
that's
all that, did they?
yeah, that's what the HR guy said.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hmm. Nah. Yeah.
You got to think a lawyer would probably be even more savvy at ways to kill yourself that look like.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, by the way, Better Call Saul before Breaking Bad does not in any way endorse suicide
Definitely
or
not. No.
any manner of harm coming to anyone,
We.
person, animal, bunny rabbit, insect.
Can't.
That spider, I'm glad that spider's dead. I said
Oh
it.
yeah. Yeah. I killed this spider,
Yeah.
and
The
it was
spider descended on me.
honestly that was the first spider I've killed for years.
See?
And yeah, I wouldn't. Here's how much I care about you, Kent.
All right.
I would never kill a spider for my ex-wife. Like, and she hates me for that.
Yeah.
I think.
I would have killed it, but it was like coming straight for me.
I don't think she hates me, but maybe
It was
a little
wild.
Maybe
I was
a
like,
little
wait, what is going on here?
bit.
Just lowering itself down at me.
Right.
Yeah, murderous spider. So the next episode is entitled Smoke.
Right.
That is the season 4
Yeah.
season premiere.
So that's smoke leaves you to. I mean that. Yeah. Okay. So the house is.
Where there's fire, there's smoke.
Yeah. There's going to be smoke. There. Yeah. Holy cow! Can't think of anything else that would involve smoke other than maybe somebody blows smoke up someone's ass.
Kim and Jimmy could have a cigarette together.
Maybe. But I'm saying someone blows smoke up someone's ass when they're asked about like did you try to kill somebody? That kind of thing.
Smoke like smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
Smoke. On the Water, Fire in the Sky.
Oh.
Another Deep Purple reference. We're just back. Deep Purple just keeps popping up in
Yeah.
this show.
Yeah. Somebody likes Deep Purple.
Yes, definitely. One of the writers likes Deep Purple.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. So now Mike works for this German company.
Right.
What do you think's going to happen with that?
Uh.
And he's just going to sit at home and take a check.
Oh, he's probably gonna get a few.
You think
There's probably gonna be things.
you think Mike is capable of remaining stationary and just collecting a check?
I don't think so. I wouldn't be.
When he does arts and crafts, he ends up taking down cartel trucks. Like he's a fairly kinetic individual.
Yeah, I agree. That's a pretty good label for that.
Yeah, he's fairly kinetic.
Yeah, I like Mike's resourcefulness. He's a man's man.
Maybe he'd be
Most
good at
definitely.
security, like doing security for Magical.
Oh yeah.
Maybe they'll
I'm
keep
sure.
him on longer. Who knows?
Yeah. I guess.
What's he doing?
When she said
What's his day job?
what's that?
What's his day job? Yeah, well, I know what she wants, but
She wants to get him off the books as soon as possible.
right.
Yeah, I don't know.
What if he's good at, I don't know, loss prevention or something, and
chasing people
they
down.
put him in Africa and he just starts hunting people down and stuff. Who knows?
Huh?
Magical's it's in every country, or it's in
Okay.
every continent.
All right.
There was a poster behind him,
Yeah.
and it showed like little
Ah.
lines going from distribution centers
Okay.
to places around there.
Little red
And
M's
there were-
everywhere,
Yeah, there were.
or black M's, whichever.
Well, they were just like white lines.
Okay.
But they're like arcs, kind of showing that something was going from to somewhere.
Gotcha.
And there were a lot in North America. There were some in Africa. There were some in South America. So like Magical is, of course, in Europe.
Yeah.
It's a German company,
Yeah.
so they're everywhere.
Yeah.
And so it's pretty easy for him to hide.
Right.
But
Multinational
yes.
corporation.
What do you think
Obvious-
will happen with Lydia Rodard Quayle?
I don't know. You remember names so well so quickly. I'm not envious, but yeah.
Not in
wow.
real life, just for this show.
I wish I could remember people's names and characters' names.
Yeah. I remember characters' names. I don't remember people's names. Ask me who the actors are. Couldn't tell you. Couldn't begin to tell you.
Yeah, I'm a little better with actors, like Jonathan Banks. Oh, that's Mikey.
Jonathan
Finally.
Banks,
That
who
took me a while.
crushes
Took me a
in
while.
every scene.
Yeah.
Mike is amazing.
But yeah, and the Sklar brothers, I figured them out real quick. I'm like, oh shit, there they are.
Yeah.
It's the Sklar brothers, I yelled out, and it was like, Randy, and I can't remember. Oh, Jason. Yeah, Jason.
No sooner do you notice that it's the Sklar brothers than they just start becoming absolute
Dickheads.
jerks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Jimmy made a tactical error doing a free commercial for them.
Mm-hmm.
Because I definitely gave him the option to be like, why don't we just run that commercial 9 times?
Dicks?
Yeah. Business. Let's see.
I guess he had a windfall on that one.
Crushing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Jokes are.
So
Wow.
Gus is doing fine, but Hector's, we don't know.
Yeah.
Probably in the hospital. Probably a safe bet.
Yeah.
If you have a heart attack and they take you in an ambulance, they don't tend to drop you off at home.
I think they're going to. I mean, usually doctors are like, "Hey, what medicines did you have when they admit you?
Mm-hmm.
You know, what medicines did you have? Oh, well, there's no trace of that medicine in you.
Yeah,
Looks
how
like
about
just
that?
ibuprofen.
Maybe it has a really quick
Whoops.
half-life.
Let's hope.
Who can say?
Yeah. No, they won't give you drugs until they find out what drugs are in you.
Yeah.
And telling them ain't gonna do it. They're
Right.
gonna wait for blood to come back,
Right.
almost inevitably. So that's gonna be kind of screwy.
So something's gonna happen in this next episode. Something pretty intense.
Mm-hmm.
Safe to say.
I can't wait, but I can.
Yeah, you can't, but you must.
Yes. All right. Well, holy cow.
So, once again, thanks so much, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for contributing. Thanks for all the ways that you've helped us.
Thanks for the emails and the
Thanks for the emails,
comments.
and the texts, late night Snapchats. Steve, are you not getting those?
Huh?
Okay, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But we do really appreciate you guys, and we will catch back up with you after we watch the first episode of season 4,
Right.
which once again is entitled
Smoke.
Yeah, could be on or off the water. We will find out.
Right on.
Right on. All right. Have a good one, guys.
Love you guys.
See you next season.
Be good.
If you want. It's up to you to decide.